Hello and welcome back to another video. Storm again is sleeping in the back. So for today's video, I want to talk about the top 5 organizations that I recommend joining as a minority pre-med student. There are more organizations that you can join while you're in undergrad, but these are the top 5 I recommend you looking into first if you haven't already. Because I believe they're really good organizations. So I'm going to start with the first one. The first one is Medicina Scholars. So this one is specific to students that are in Illinois. If you are in Illinois and willing to come once a month to Chicago for their meetings, then I would recommend you look into this program. You also have to be an incoming freshman or incoming sophomore. Because it is a 3-year program. And so this program does a lot of mentorship. They have a lot of established connections, so they can connect you to researchers that you are interested in. Sorry. They can connect you to mentors because they have a big network. They also work with UIC School of Medicine, and so a lot of our guest speakers are always people that actually work for UIC and the admissions department, and so that's always nice because you kind of get like this inside scoop, and you see what exactly they're looking for in an applicant, and that's super nice. Again, because most of us are the first in our families to try to become doctors. And so we don't necessarily know what is coming for us. We don't know what we're getting ourselves into. We're not really sure of the application process. We're not sure what to get involved in. And so this program definitely helped set the guidelines and what exactly I was supposed to do. They also have advisors, and so they're able to help you keep you on track to do all the pre-med classes that you need, or prerequisites for medical school. And so I definitely recommend you look into them. I'll try to include a link in the description box below. They're also accepting applicants for the new school year. So I'll try to include that information in the description box. Another organization you should definitely look into is SACNAS. SACNAS is part of a national organization, or SACNAS is a national organization, but they set chapters at different universities. And so I helped start the SACNAS chapter at UIC. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about what we did there. They also host a national conference, but I'm not going to get into that in this video because I'm saving it for the next video. So we're strictly only talking about what we did as the SACNAS chapter. Again, a lot of universities have this, so I definitely recommend that you look into SACNAS. So what is SACNAS? SACNAS stands for the Society for the Advancement of, Society for the Advancement of Chicanos and Native Americans in Science. And so basically this organization promotes science and research among minorities, all kinds of STEM research, including public health. And so what we try to do at my institution is provide mentorship, so bringing in guest speakers that are Latinos, that are minorities, so students have somebody to connect to. And so students hear their stories and think that, they have a chance, that they have things in common, and, you're not an imposter. It's not something that you can't do. And it's absolutely possible to have a career in STEM, to do research, to publish papers. And so that was one thing that we really tried to do, was include guest speakers. We also tried to host a lot of workshops on how to write an abstract, how to present posters and actually do posters, because often what students lack is guidance in terms of how to do that. Most students, I would say, are not partnered, but you work for a researcher who like devotes all their time to research, but they don't necessarily always have time to mentor their students. I was lucky enough to have a great mentor and to work with a great PI who like gave in 110% to make sure that she was helping me with my projects, but I know not everyone has that. So that's why I like to share the knowledge that I have on how to write abstracts and how to turn it into a poster with other students who maybe didn't get that experience with their research lab. So yeah, we like to do a lot of professional development, a lot of networking. We host social events for other minority students to get to know each other at our university. Just again, so you don't feel as alone, so you don't think you're doing this by yourself. And that's really helpful. Again, so really recommend joining that organization. Another one that I really liked was OPMSE, and I wish I would have been more involved in this organization in undergrad. But I think I actually started getting involved in it more towards the end of my undergrad career, and I was still working at a coffee shop, and so trying to attend the meetings was kind of difficult. But it's a really good one because, again, it provides a lot of mentorship for Latino students, connects them to a lot of Latino physicians. I know Paulina Guzman, who currently runs the Medicina Scholars Program at UIC, would be a guest speaker for that organization as well. So maybe if you didn't get to into Medicina Scholars, or if you're not in the Illinois area, but your institution does have a minority or like Latinos in Premed organization, I definitely recommend you join that, because they address obstacles that you go through as a minority trying to go into a field of medicine. And our obstacles are different than other students, because we're often the first in our families to go into college or go into medicine, and so you'll meet a lot of students that are kind of in the same boat as you, and I really like that. With OPMSE, we also went on medical mission trips, and so with them I went to Peru. It was a great experience. I really liked it. I know medical mission trips are somewhat controversial because you're taking students who don't necessarily have any knowledge yet in the in our healthcare system, or healthcare in general, to try to provide services. But this trip was different because we were just volunteers. Like, we were helping do more so like vitals, and that was about it. Like, taking weights of the people, their heights. If you were comfortable, you could take blood pressures, but like for me, for example, I was not comfortable taking blood pressures because I couldn't hear the little thump. So I would not do it, because I'm not gonna sit there and lie to a patient and be like, oh yeah, your blood pressure is 120 over 70. Yeah. No. And so we were basically volunteers helping guide the patients to see the doctor, to see the nurse. We would also have like a pharmacy table, and so we had a bunch of medications, and that it was easier to help disperse that because we had a pharmacist, and then she would be like, oh yeah, that drug is over here, yeah, take 10 of those tablets, and then you would just cut them out and then put them in a little baggie. And so it was stuff that you can do using the knowledge you already had, and we didn't try to do anything more. I also like that going specifically with LPMSA, there were no language barriers because we were all Hispanic, we were all Latinos, and so we all spoke Spanish, and that was really nice because you get more of a connection with the patients, you get to talk to them more, understand where they're coming from, and so I really like that. Another organization that I really enjoyed was MedLife, and MedLife was focused on doing medical mission trips as well. But I really liked them because they had focuses in like education, and so you would learn a lot about basically public health, global health, and what are the differences in health among those in countries with higher poverty versus like the US, like all of that. And then you would also get educated on other health topics, but I really liked that because I felt we were a bit more prepared when we would go on these medical mission trips as to what to expect, and as to what we were doing over there. I also really liked that the doctors that we would work with once we would get to that country were from that country. So we weren't bringing any foreign doctors or any American doctors with us. We were using the doctors that they had in their country. And so the one trip that I did go on with MedLife, we went to Nicaragua, and I really liked that because patients feel more comfortable with people that know where they're coming from, that understand their culture. Even though I did speak Spanish, patients didn't always feel comfortable around me. We had one specific patient. She was a little girl, and she had problems going to the bathroom. But she didn't want to say that in front of me because she felt embarrassed, but also because I was white and she thought I was white. So that was really strange for me because I've always considered myself a minority, and I always considered myself Latina, and to be like on the other side, like you're not part of them or like with them, and you're now like the white privileged person. I guess that just shocked me, and it was an interesting experience to have, and I learned a lot from it. And so at that point, when the patient didn't want me around, I just had to leave. Like you have to respect the patient's decisions. But yeah, so that gave me some unique experiences that I really enjoyed. And let's see, I think it would now be the last one. The last organization I recommend is MOLA. And so MOLA stands for the Medical Organization for Latino Advancement. And so this is another Chicago-based organization. They do a lot of mentoring as well, a lot of professional development. Like, they've hosted workshops where you can talk about your CV to like a physician, and they can give you like recommendations on how you can fix it. We've also done headshots with them, so you have a professional picture. And what else have we done? I know they hosted like CPR workshops and a lot of cool things like that are pretty similar to Medicina Scholars. But again, if you don't get into Medicina Scholars, or like I don't know, maybe like the time commitment is too much, I would definitely recommend looking into MOLA. They are also ones to host conferences every year, and so I will talk more about my experience in their conferences in the next video as well. But they do host those. They also have like a scholarship program, and I know they're starting like a public health program, and so they're getting really diverse in the sense, like in the sense of like several health professions being included, and so I really like that. And so yeah, these are the 5 that I recommend looking into. So it's OPMSE, MedLife, SACNAS, Medicina Scholars, and MOLA. I'll try to link like the websites and any other information I find about these organizations in the description box below if you are interested in being a part of any of them. Also follow them on their social media so you can get more information on their programs. And again, there's a lot more programs out there. These are just some of the ones I really enjoyed being a part of. But feel free to be involved in anything you're interested. Like, it doesn't just have to be pre-med. It could be anything. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Please share this video with other people, subscribe, like it, comment down below, and I'll see you next time.